you know, there's a phrase that is extremely important, if you can dream, you can make it. It's Enzo Ferrari, you know, a man in a country with big dreams. It's like our restaurant. It's a small restaurant with big dreams. Contemporary is to know everything and forget about everything. At that point, first of all, you have to know everything. I grew up as a chef close to a beautiful, very important lady who really signed my soul. I learned traditional cooking from my mom and my grandmother, but Lydia gave me really a straightness. She really taught me how to organize a kitchen. At that point, when you know the basis of tradition, I felt extremely hungry to know and to learn the basis of classic French cuisine. And I started working with an amazing chef that is no more with us, called Georges Cogny. He had 2-star Michelin in Piacenza. Then he retired up on the hills, and he was looking at me all the time saying, your palate is gonna take you really far, and it's gonna make Modena famous in the world. It was a long time ago. After Georges, I met Monsieur Ducasse, and I spent time in Monte Carlo at Louis XV, and when it was time for me to leave, I met him in the hall of the Hotel de Paris, and he asked me many questions, saying, you know, I'm looking at you, and I look at you during this time. Did you take notes? Did you do this? Did you do that? I said, what do you really like? You know, Monsieur, I think the most important thing I've learned is the obsession about the quality. Quality of the ideas, but quality of the ingredients, organizations, and the notes. Where are the notes? Here, 2 books full of notes. He got my book and he crushed them and he threw them in the garbage, saying, you are ready to stand up on your feet. Go. I was so mad of him. I want to kill him in that moment. And but you know, just a couple of years later, I understood what it was, what was the meaning. And I'm so close to him, and I feel so close and so related about vision, about everything. I feel we are extremely good friends 20 years later. Actually, a couple of months ago, when I received this amazing award in New York, he was there to party with me. When I saw him, I said, what are you doing here? So, I'm here to party with you. So think about that. 30 years later, you know, it's like amazing, eh? Share means, I think, is the most important word in contemporary cuisine. Share with others. Share success. Share to lose. Share everything. It's about sharing. Sharing means being part of something, and it's not just about you, but it's about us. You're part of something much bigger than you. I always say that the most important ingredient for the chef of the future is culture, because culture open is bringing you knowledge. Knowledge open the consciousness. Consciousness, a sense of responsibility. And you know that being exposed and traveling with eyes and ears open, stay close to amazing people, you always have to learn and evolve. I'm a contemporary man, and I live in contemporary time. That means that yesterday I knew less than today, because I've learned something. If I have to define what I do every day, I wake up in the morning, I go to bed in the night, and in the meantime, I do what I've chosen to do. So, being a chef. Every day, I compress into edible bites my passion. And my passion are music, art, and food. Sitting on centuries of tradition, because I'm an Italian chef, so I cannot forget that, inspiration can be from an apple, but also reading Petronio, the Roman philosopher, who was talking about Trimalchione and the party that the Romans had 2,000 years ago. Filter by a contemporary mind. So if I have always in mind this kind of definition, in my food, there's always a whisper of Miles Davis, or a struggling voice of Bob Dylan or Billie Holiday. There is Damien Hirst, but also Lucio Fontana. There is Ducasse or Ferran Adrià or Lydia Cristoni. Monks, when they open the books during the Renaissance, but also everything is filtered by a mind, a contemporary mind, that is me, that is grow up in a family in which food was something almost sacred and was something extremely important, in a family in which art and music was part of the everyday life. If you think about how we preserve a cheese like Parmigiano Reggiano, we did it, put together all the small farmers and create a community, as the balsamic vinegar, The earthquake in 2012 hit Modena, really hit very bad Modena, and 360,000 wheels of Parmigiano, they were damaged. And we create a recipe as a social gesture. Riso, cacio e pepe helped to sell in 3 months all these cheese, mountains of cheese that were damaged by the earthquake. Or we create the soup kitchen in Milan during the Universal Exposition, in which the theme was feed the planet energy for life. So my project, our project, because I involve 65 of the best chefs in the world, the most influential chefs in the world, to be with me and fighting the waste through our knowledge, and educate all the volunteers to work with waste, to fight the waste on the side, to feed the refugees on the other side, and to pass knowledge from one to another.